1 in 7 Americans believes the U.S. government was involved in a conspiracy to stage the September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center, which killed almost 3,000 people. For the last 10 years, conspiracy theorists have claimed that 9/11 was part of a bigger conspiracy. There are over 3,000 books published on the 9/11 conspiracy theory. But does the evidence really check out? Welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Charlotte Dobre, and today we're going to try to answer a question about one of the defining moments of our culture, the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Many believe that the American government either had a hand in or did not do enough to prevent the attacks, and furthermore, the claim is that 9/11 gave the Bush government an excuse to start a war against the Islamic world. But is that really true? Was the American government behind 9/11? The conspiracy has several main points. We will provide the points as well as the contradicting information from official reports. Starting things off, conspiracy theorists say that U.S. Vice President at the time, Dick Cheney, ordered the military to stand down and did not intercept the planes that eventually crashed into the two towers. According to official reports, the transponder, which is the device that provides the exact location of the plane, had been turned off or changed by the hijackers. So in short, air traffic control could not communicate with the plane, and NORAD needs an alert from air traffic control to act. Next point. Many conspiracy theorists also believe that the explosion that brought down the Twin Towers was a controlled demolition. Explosions were heard after the towers had been hit by the planes. There also appeared to be explosions as the windows blew out floor by floor. According to official reports, the planes damaged support columns and spewed out about 10,000 gallons of jet fuel. The fuel drenched the towers and started the fires. Temperatures soared to 1,000 degrees Celsius, which caused the floors to sag and the perimeter columns to bend and collapse, which is what made the sound similar to explosions. The Twin Towers collapsed from the top down. If it were a controlled demolition, the support beams at the bottom would have been taken out. When a building collapses from the top down, everything underneath provides a level of resistance. The next part of the conspiracy involves the crash at the Pentagon. The conspiracy theory asks, how could an amateur pilot fly a huge plane into the Pentagon 78 minutes after the first report of a possible hijack and leave no trace of the plane? There is very little footage available to the public of 9/11 that shows the plane actually flying into the Pentagon. One thing that fueled the conspiracy even more was that many conspiracy websites said the hole made in the Pentagon was 15 to 17 feet across and circular, making some believe that a missile flew into the Pentagon, not a plane. Plane wings would have made the hole a lot bigger. In addition, conspiracy theorists say that mobile phone calls from the victims were not possible because of the altitude of the aircraft. Now for the rebuttal. There is a large amount of video and picture evidence of the plane wreckage, including a burnt piece of metal showing the plane's serial number. Pieces of the wings, tail section, and the black box were found as well. How did a plane with a huge wingspan only make a 15 to 17 foot hole? Firstly, the hole was not as small as reported by many conspiracy websites. In reality, it was more like 30 feet. The body of a 757-223, which is 12.5 feet across, would have easily passed through this hole. And with the case of the Pentagon attack, one wing hit the ground and came off, and the other was sheared off by force of the impact with the Pentagon's load-bearing columns. Okay, then what about the phone calls? Phone records show that calls were made from the satellite phones that were fitted to the back of the aircraft's seats. And lastly, the whole reasoning for this conspiracy theory is that people believe it gave the Bush administration the excuse they needed to start a war in Iraq. But the fact is, the US government does not need an excuse to start a war, let alone kill off 3,000 of its own people. Plus, is it really logical to believe that George W. Bush, a man who is regarded as one of the less intelligent presidents of the United States, is truly an evil mastermind that would orchestrate a plan like 9/11? Highly unlikely. Some of these theories stemmed from something as innocent as a reporting error on 9/11. Others are a result of cynical imaginations. The only way to confront these claims is with facts, which is exactly what we at Life's Biggest Questions provided to you today through research by the website Popular Mechanics, who assembled a team of 9 researchers and reporters who consulted over 70 professionals. That is all for now. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Life's